So, all right, here we are. One moment. Yes, hello everybody, and welcome to another Alabaster Dawn Gamedev stream. I'm Felix, aka Luxon. I will do the game development. And with me in the voice chat right now is Hannah, aka Geflügel. Not sure if anybody else will join.
Oh, hello. Not yet, no.
Didn't get any response, so might just be our student today. Is Project Terror that is mentioned in the game dev streams card? Yeah,
Yeah, we might need to change that at
I
some
think we
point.
have to change that at some point. Yeah.
We also need to update our profile description, by the way, because we just have our game and it's just cross-code.
Yeah, we
And yeah,
neglected our Twitch account a little bit, I would say.
Felix, we would never neglect the profiles and designs on our socials. Never.
Yeah, also not in our blog. It's always up to date.
Yeah, that's what. Please visit our Tumblr blog that you can find on our WordPress.
Okay, let me start by playing some background music. So unfortunately, our music bot was, it was Fredboat. Fredboat, I just learned today, is no more. So
Where were you? Fredboat was killed.
RIP Fredboat was a very good bot. I saw that there's some options to do self-hosting stuff, and I think I will look into that, and maybe we can have music playing that way. At least the idea. But yeah, won't matter too much for you because the only difference is now that Hannah won't hear my music, and I guess that's okay.
That's sad. That's very sad.
I mean, and also Hannah can't influence my music, so that's actually potentially a plus.
Damn it!
So
now I have to annoy you to play some different music that I can't hear anyway.
Yeah.
But that's a bit of a shame because now I can't comment on the music.
And otherwise, I hope people can hear me and the sound is okay and everything. A bit of Bailey's has subscribed for 90 months. Thank you. Wait, has been a moderator for 90 months. Wait, huh? Is that a subscription? Wait.
No, that's a different thing, I guess, because I also got that message.
Interesting. But thanks for being a moderator for 90 months. That's
Yes.
amazing. Thank you, a bit of Bailey's. It's that's really as good as a subscription, if not better.
Well, it doesn't give us money, but
that's okay.
I think you also got that.
And now a bit of Bailey's also subscribed for 44 months. Thank you.
Nice.
Okay. And yes, game dev streams. So today the plan is to work on swamp enemies. So if you don't want to spoil yourself about content for the upcoming updates, that is currently still planned for August. Yeah, so don't look too closely at the stream, I would say, or maybe not at all. But yeah, we will now work on some of the enemies that will show up in the next area. That's the plan for today. No big story content or anything like this, just the enemies. I'll be turning into the stream here and there while I'm going through Subnautica 1 again. I wonder if I should make some coffee. Depends on what time it is at your place, I guess. Yeah.
And if you like coffee.
Bit of Bailey's ask, hope you all are well. Yeah. Things definitely have calmed down since the launch, and in a good way, I would say. Like, I finally had some time again to really focus on, working on new content, and I think the last 2 weeks actually have been pretty productive, at least for me.
But Felix, the big question is, are you content?
Am I content with the content or about things in general.
General.
Ah, yeah.
In general. Or rather, Felix, are you content of
Am
the
I
game?
content? I'm definitely content of the real world
You are
and
a
real life.
content creator.
I'm part of the content that comes with your live subscription, I suppose.
Yep.
Probably content you won't experience too much in your life, but yeah, maybe for the better.
Something.
Traveler Aria is here. Hello. I actually showed up in their stream not too long ago.
Ah, yes.
They had this
Yes.
interview
I
with
remember.
Kendall, and I said hi in the chat and chatted a little bit, so that was fun. And now they show up in our stream. Hello. And then we have Emmy Ragnarok. Will the next game be Felzabor? The next game will be Felzabor. What? Will it? Wait. Felzabor. Maybe game 2, actually, we had like a game 2 section about Alabaster Dawn, which was very cool, and they had like this section of maybe Alabaster Dawn, but maybe Team Radical Fish Games will finally try something, you know, something different than just doing the same formula with CrossCode again. So maybe that's like a Felzabor fan in game 2 who hopes that we will create Felzabor again, because, you know, it's different.
But wouldn't Felzabor be pretty similar because it's also an RPG?
It's turn-based, you know. It's not the same.
True.
But yeah, I guess it's kind of
And then we will make an action RPG version of Felzabor.
Ask him what's their favorite fish. That's it's not a tricky question. So yeah, doing well. Yeah, I mean, we have the release behind us. Now we are in early access, so that means there are definitely still some pressure, but for now it's things have calmed down, which is good. Yeah, find the time to work on content again. Sometimes not trying too much, trying to look too hard on what's happening online, because this tends to be distracting. But otherwise, yeah. Can you guys share something about the Shape Protocol collab that will be happening, or is it still very under construction? And will CrossCode get an update, or is it just that Shape Protocol will use CrossCode for the collab? You know, Kendall who's like the, you know, the director or so from Shape Protocol should be in the chat as well. So we talked about some options, or about stuff that we will try to add on the side of Alabaster Dawn, and I mean that's something we have written about. Like we plan to have some kind of references included, like some Shape Protocol themed divine arts, because divine arts are very flexible in the way they are created. So I think this is probably a good match to add some references. Or like guest appearances, so to say. And another one was to actually have a skin for Leia, and we still need to look into how well this will work and how close this will be to, you know, the main character of Shape Protocol. I hate my name memory because I lost it again, the name. I always keep forgetting names. Anybody can remind me of what the name of the protagonist was.
Isn't she called Shade?
No, it's not Shade. It's not Shade.
Damn it.
Anyway, I've written it a few times, but I keep forgetting it. But yeah, that's just what we plan for Alabaster Dawn. For CrossCode, yeah, so the problem is we haven't been working on CrossCode for a long time, and we actually don't want to commit on working on the game, at least for now. Currently we don't even manage to create a proper update for all platforms, so it's kind of like Zura, that's the name. Okay. Yes, a skin that is kind of like closely modded to Zura. It might look like Zura playing as you can play Zura in the rogue mode. That was at least the idea. Yeah, so that's currently what we kind of committed to do. Something we also mentioned is that this is currently not a priority of development, because we want to first focus on actually creating, you know, the actual game, because in the end, you could say that Alabaster Dawn isn't exactly the perfect setting for all kind of collaborations. There's always ways to kind of integrate them, but it's hard to kind of like make this jump of saying, okay, the game, like the collaborations will always feel sort of like an extra, unless like they were part of the actual thing that we plan to do. So that's why we kind of like need to plan them more like an added feature that will happen eventually, but it probably will happen later in development. So we will try to get things done for the full release at least. If that for whatever reason doesn't work out, we will likely add things in post-release updates. We had a lot of things like this actually for CrossCode, where a lot of extra stuff and funny quests have been added post the 1.0 release. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Juno waiting on the hammer like an electric guitar and air strumming it. Yeah, stuff like this. Oh yeah. Also, I've been having a good time with AD. I'm going through it slowly so that I'm not rushing through everything, but it's been very fun. I'm so intrigued with the story and I want to know more. Excellent work so far. And the main character in Shade is Zura. Yes, thank you. I'm very happy to hear that you like the story so far. You kind of read all kind of opinions, especially about the story, and it's like kind of like, yeah. I mean, for people coming from CrossCode, it's kind of different, and I can see how some people might have preferred the style of CrossCode, but we decided to go like a different direction for Alabaster Dawn, and we just need to stick with that.
I think there's also a bit rose-tinted glasses, because CrossCode also took quite a bit to
actually develop and get interesting. But yeah, I mean, the point can be made that, you know, the setting of being a mute girl in an MMO is just inherently a little bit more original, I would say.
Yeah, okay.
That is true. I mean, right now, if you look at Alabaster Dawn, like just and what's happening, you're like the Chosen. I mean, obviously things are weird about Juno as well, but in the end, she's just the Chosen who's supposed to fight the big bad. So I can see a little bit why it doesn't look as generic, but I think in the end, the story, these kind of things, it's a lot about what you make out of these settings and what the actual, you know, what is actually happening in the end is usually makes a big difference in my opinion. But yeah, this is to some extent obviously a matter of taste. Anyway, so let's see what we will work on today. These guys here, they're actually almost done already. Had a pretty productive Friday and just implemented them. At least 3 of their attacks are already done, mostly. Like the 3rd attack is still missing. You can see what they're doing here. Oop. And doing this other thing. And there you saw it. Those are the 3 attacks. Jumpy. Oop. Oop. Easy. Oh no. Anyway,
no,
that's the current state.
When they get killed or when they break, they should get like a hole in the balloon and then fly through the air like a balloon.
Hey, no. This is exactly what I wanted to work on now.
Oh no.
That was actually the idea. I mean, they should have like a more unique reaction when you break them. But it's something which is a little bit more experimental, so I want to try some stuff here. Game audio too high, voice too low to understand. Yeah, okay, that makes sense actually. Let me just reduce the game volume. That's usually an issue. This is better. Might still be a little bit too loud. Actually. Just let me know. All right. Anyway. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. There's actually a couple of questions that just came in. Cyber question. The community seems to really enjoy it when Feeder continuously jumps into bodies of water. I hope it never changes. Haha. Oh well. We actually will try to make it a little bit less likely to happen, but it will be hard to avoid entirely. That's as my I can say that much.
I mean, that's just something you have in all kinds of games. I mean, there are so many games where even if they have good navigation, sometimes it just...
Yeah, I think that what makes it so funny is that
somewhere.
Fidia just keeps trying it. I think that's like the thing that most games handle, I think, a little bit better, but it's something we can likely will work on a little bit. But yeah. Okay.
So maybe that she just keeps her position after drowning once or something.
Yeah,
When
maybe
Lulu
I can
is...
just do something that when it happens 2 times, he just stands still and says, okay, I'm gonna wait until the player moved again.
Right, something like that.
Okay, Pyrokrovit just asked the same thing that you did, Hannah. Like, everybody had this idea. Literally everybody had this idea when we designed an enemy that looks like a balloon. It's, yeah. It will fly through the air. We will see if that works, actually. I just, we don't even have a proper animation for this. Because it will be very dynamic. It's actually more like a pose. Started watching while CC was in early access, and now you guys are grinding on another title. Yes, we are back in early access. Just when I thought we were out, it pulled us right back in, or something like this, I guess. Back in early access. So, question, will someone appear from previous game like Leia or any crosscode, or as just appears? No. Maybe side quests or that. I won't say anything too much about this, but you know, if you have Zura from Shape Protocol show up, like, it might happen if you think about it. So good evening. I finally managed to make it live to a live stream. Hi, lead Exa. Oh, out of reach, so you can't attack it. Need to wait to break to end just to be annoyed. Oh yeah, actually, what you mentioned is an important point. So actually, let's just start sketching this a little bit. So first thing I'm gonna do, so to make testing easier. By the way, is the music in the background okay, or is it too loud?
I don't know.
You don't know. I know, Hannah. Asking the chat, so I think reduce the volume a little bit further. Oh, music is fine. Okay, then I will make it a bit louder again. Yeah, so let's just try. But yeah, what you mentioned about it landing somewhere where you can't reach it, that's obviously something you want to avoid. Like break, fly around. Okay. So first you have to do just moving around randomly. I actually found like a nice trick, Hannah, which I think is really cool. You can actually use face timing very effectively to kind of like do something, for instance, here for the spin attack here, this one. I made it that there's like a dash approach, and I said the duration is the face time. And you can actually set the timer for the attack as well, you know? You can say, okay, for the attack phase.
I see.
And the cool thing is, like, whenever it gets interrupted, I just jump back and repeat it again. But since it always uses a face time, it will not go on forever, but, you know, always roughly 4 seconds.
Yeah, it's true. FaceTime is very useful when you want to time something, like with actual time.
So if and FaceTime, just do the same. I say, okay, you know, just move forward until the FaceTime is, you know, 0. And now I'm just gonna add a face rotation, which is random. There's like a lack of good face rotation steps. We actually don't have a good rotate a little bit this way or the other way. It doesn't, we can't do this right now. Yeah, let's just do this. Okay, so this already works. Just make the 0 here, and it just rotates a little bit. I think it just needs to be more. There we go. Okay, this is already better. Now let's make this one faster. Actually, I would just make it 270. And move forwards a little bit longer. Actually, let's not face. Let's make pre-attack so we don't have this circle. Yeah. Not really sure. So what if I make this like small? Yeah. Yeah, I might have to extend the steps here, honestly. It's a little bit tricky. Or I might have to do some move, rotate while moving thing. I can just, you know. Okay, this is actually not too bad. If it just wouldn't always do the same direction. I think I just need to be faster again. Okay, yeah. And then make it short again. Okay, yeah, this is not too bad. Okay.
Flora is in chat. Hey.
Hi, Flora. FaceTime. FaceTime, yeah. Why? Yeah. Is there even any?
It is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Pretty funny how you have define a phase in a move that doesn't really have proper phases, just to like have something to track the time. But it's like, sure, why not? It's It is rather clever. Just have to keep in mind that that means that this will also, I think this will also increase the damage of that gamble modifier.
Hmm?
This will also increase the damage of the gamble modifier if you use pre-attack.
Oh, okay. So
Could you
post
use...
attack is
Yep.
face. Post
Right,
attack
right.
should be safe then.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Because gamble works on pre-attack and attack
Or
phase.
actually, I can even use none. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's independent. I can just face none. It's fine.
And it would still track time? Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. The
interesting.
timer is independent of the state. You set it and it just gets counted down. That's it.
Interesting.
You can use it. It's not like the timer disappears when the face is none. It's always there.
Oh, yeah, watching.
Okay, I think this is actually fine for now. I mean, that's something we can tweak this. So the next part is that we need a better animation. So let's go to the figure. So our nice, sophisticated animation editor. So I'll just call an animation which is called empty. So if it's, you know, so if this would be a balloon with a hole, so how would this look like? It would look like this. And then there would be an animation. Yes, like very thin is good. Let's make this a little bit longer. Oh, since it's yeah, I need to actually flip it around actually. Because yeah, it has to be. Well, actually, what is something I can do is I just say it's moving backward. I think that's actually a good idea. Because it should look like moving backwards. So if I just go here and say move backwards, I think it should work. Yeah, works just as well. Perfect. Okay, so you would have this. So I'm usually not the person now who does those fancy animations. That would be our animator Javed. Not sure if he shows up in the voice chat, in the stream chat today, but he does all the very good looking animations. I'm mostly just doing placeholders or simple stuff these days. Okay, so this is getting somewhere. Can I actually scale the head too? Oh, no, I can't. That's okay. So, now he is... Yeah. So there's a pitch style here, which I think... There's a roll turn, there's a pitch move. Facing type implicit. Oh my god, we have too many pitch styles. I don't know what those do. Oh boy. Do we have those documented somewhere? Probably not. Yay. Great. Use pitch move deer, pitch fixed, pitch deer if face type is move deer fixed or target respectively. Oh. That looks like something that you did, Hannah. I just know this. Are you still here, Hannah? Am I all alone?
I'm actually still here. And I actually was yapping in my muted microphone. Nice.
Yeah.
I don't think I did anything there. I don't remember ever touching this or even ever interacting with the pitch attributes. I mean, just to get blame.
Yes, I will. Yeah, you just forgot, Hannah. It's you.
Me?
It's you.
What did I do there? What is this even about? From when is that?
2024, long time ago.
Yeah.
Let's see which of those I actually used. So,
pitch move deer, pitch
okay.
fixed.
FaceTime implicit is used for Juno in the action physics range dungeon splitter. Oh, it might be something for divine art, I guess.
Oh, for the old version of the diamond missile, crack spike salvo, divine art, I assume.
Is it the old version? I'm thinking of maybe deleting this. Let's see.
It must be the old version because I assume that Fiona changed that a lot. And but let me check first.
Let me check.
Seriously, I don't remember. What is that even used for? Figure pitch style. What is that even?
It's actually still used, huh?
Okay. Is it for a step or what's the purpose of
Pitch
that?
over. I mean, there's a set face style. It's like when you override it.
I see. Pitch override. Okay.
It's a little bit weird to, make this because it kind of, there's like push move deer, pitch fixed, pitch target deer, and then it gets set automatically depending on what the current facing type is. But when you change the facing type, you can just also change the pitch override. So it's a little bit. Why is the question a little bit?
But Felix, it's already in there, right? Okay. Yeah,
I love removing features. That's my favorite. It's my hobby.
Yeah. Yeah. All those amazing features that I implemented. That get used once or maybe not even once at all, and then. By the way, thanks Psychiatric for. Wait, it's just for watching us five streams in a row. Anyway, thanks for that too. I guess did Twitch implement more like things to celebrate in chat or what? Because I've never seen those before. Okay, it was in Fizz DPS Splitter or where was it? Oh yeah, FaceTime.
Yeah. So there's also pitch move, which that one is actually used a lot.
Pitch style of the animation.
And then pitch move deer.
Stupid question, but what did pitch even do in this context? I don't.
It rotates the whole figure in a way, depending on.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Maybe I did that too. Okay.
But pitch move deer is actually what I want here. So that's actually something we need. And pitch target deal just rotates it. Yeah, pitch move deal is exactly what I need, I think.
But which of those did I actually implement? I guess it was just implicit. Wait, did I implement several of those?
I actually don't remember. It could be that you implemented pitch move deal.
Looks like it. No, wait. Yeah, pitch move deal I implemented, and you actually changed something on it.
Yeah, I just made that the direction, the delta needs
Yeah.
was too large. Like when it was moving slower, it was just bugging too much. So I had to make it bigger than epsilon or something. But yeah, but this is actually something I need now, because what I wanted, it should just be pitched depending on the move direction. Like when it's moving up and down, it should be rotated up and down. So that's the idea. Because if we do this, then I can just make it exactly like entirely flat. Actually, no, that's not gonna work, because it's actually not gonna move up and down, because I just want to use effects. So yeah, okay, never mind that. I'm just gonna fake it a little bit. I think I would just, maybe I would just do the normal roll turn.
Do a barrel roll.
Yeah. Anyway, I just need to add a simple animation here first.
Okay, I guess some of my memories are coming back now. Looking into the code.
Please repeat things. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Let's make this faster. This doesn't look too good.
Okay, looks like pitch move deer also got used in some actor globals.
Yeah, I mean pitch move D is fine. It's it makes sense. You just rotate the figure in the direction of in which it's moving, which might also be something used for projectiles. I think projectiles do calculate manually, something like this. Right, because so, projectiles don't have an actor, that's why.
They don't have an actor, right, yeah.
But yeah, that makes sense. It's mostly like this option to change it dynamically depending on facing style, where I'm not sure if we actually want this. It's okay. It's not important right now. Okay, that looks actually kind of like deflating.
Oh yeah.
whatever, it does really add into the development time, because like everything, just you spend more time working out the details. And the irony is, even though we are creating, you know, very simple games compared to AAA, it's honestly the same thing. Like the difference between Alabaster Dawn and Crosscode is really graphical fidelity. That's the biggest difference, really, I think. Even though it's still pixel art, the things that I'm doing here is stuff that we never even tried. Like we did this kind of stuff for boss fights, maybe. We had like an editor where we had assembled several sprites, and that was a lot of work. But for normal enemies, we were actually very, you know, minimalistic. We said, okay, so we're gonna have, you know, 6 face directions. More would be too much for most enemies. And then we really planned like the amount of poses that are necessary, and then just Thomas did all of these, most of them anyway. Some of them have been done by Freeze as far as I remember. And that's the animation part, really, like a couple of poses. There was no animation pass. The rest was all about assembling those few poses with, you know, cool effects, interesting movement, and that was the crosscode thing. And now we have, you know, this whatever I'm doing here. And yeah, that is really, that's graphical fidelity. It sounds a little bit ridiculous maybe, but yeah, it's going from very basic retro to, you know, somewhat more sophisticated retro style. It's can you play around with interpolation functions here? Actually can, yeah. There is like, we do have key splines here. Those are used to interpolate between those. We could, you know, add more options, but we never got around so far, and, you know, we actually can do a lot with those couple of options. I actually think I have to make this one faster. Yeah. But yeah, as I said, I'm not an animator, so I will leave this one for Java to do better for now. He's very good at these kind of things. Just wanted to get like the rough feeling working. And the next, it's really stupid actually to make. Honestly, what I'm doing here is really stupid. And you know why? This thing will be moving so fast you won't be even able to see this animation. You know, sometimes you just need to keep remembering these kind of things. It's, in my opinion, one of the biggest lessons for game developers, I think, to learn full stop, is to just be aware of what is actually perceived when you play a game and what isn't. And try to keep that in mind if you work on things for a long time. And the thing is, very fast movement, like, okay, so this is now, you see this animation and you see, okay, I guess it looks okay, it could be better. Like, it's not that great, honestly. Now let me play this animation here. It's called empty here. So, how much from this animation do you still see? It's, you know, it's just a blur, right? That's the same reason why smudge frames in anime work the way they do, because you see them so quickly. It's like, it's not so much about each of the frame, it's about, you know, what is perceived. Optimize for the perception. Always a very important lesson. And you know, it's not like we are perfect at this either. Sometimes we tend to optimize things that a lot of people don't notice, and we are very crazy about certain details that, you know, the average player wouldn't mind at all. But yeah, that you just tend to do this, and it's just sometimes important to, you know, try to reflect on this. And it's actually hard to do this. It's very hard to do this when you are in the process of creating something, because you always look at things very closely when you're in the process of creating it. The best way to actually reflect on this is if you step away from it, ideally just a few, days, weeks, then you just play your own game and you don't try to, when you then play something and then ask yourself, okay, did I actually see that when I played that? And then if you really try to pay attention to this, you might notice that, yeah, maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't. So maybe it wasn't all that worthwhile to focus on this. Anyway, so what I wanted to do actually is, so this is actually not too bad so far, I would say. It works. Again, like there's no point in actually tweaking the animation. In fact, what is actually much more important is the pose. So what I actually need is two ones. I need an empty start. I need an empty end. And the end is really the same thing. The only difference is that it's, in fact, I'm just gonna do two boosters now just to keep things a little bit more simple. It just should go down a little bit. Probably a bit more like this.
Do you prototype new enemies with old enemy sprites, boxes, etc., or do you go in order, like concept art, basic sprite work, etc.? I mean, we usually just do concept art and then like sprite work, and then we do it, right? I mean, it's like,
yeah, the thing is, yeah, the way we work is that we actually just start with the we start with the concept art and then the graphics, and then when the graphics are done, we just implement the attacks. The thing is that a lot of the attack prototyping is it kind of happens during development, so to say, because if you want to make, honestly, sometimes you just brainstorm weird ideas when you do attacks, and you sometimes have, like, cool ideas for attacks doing when you think about animations or stuff like this, or the graphics, really. Because very often I think the things that feel really cool are, things that, kind of match the design. So for instance, if you have a scorpion enemy, you would think, okay, it's a big stinger, and you think about like the classic thing of, it just sticks a stinger somewhere in the ground and it appears somewhere way too far away. That's, one of the classic things you would do. And a lot of these ideas essentially just start from the design in our case. Apart from that, you're actually very flexible. Like if you have an enemy with a design, you can actually go in a lot of different directions with how the attacks work out exactly. For instance, if it shoots a projectile, whatever it shoots, it can behave literally any way. It could be a fast-moving projectile, it could be a laser, it could be, multiple projectiles, and they would all use the same animation, right? So the idea is, like, if you have an animation done, you can actually, there's still a lot of ways on how you can tweak the behavior to make it, unique. There's actually an interesting example where I still have to see if that works out, because we actually messed up a little bit for the swamp enemies. I can show this already. We'll be, showing another enemy for this to show this. This enemy has a spin attack like this. You saw that already implemented, right? We have another swamp enemy, and somehow we had the great idea to give him this attack. Let me see if I can. No, that's actually the enemy. So here we go. Look at this. It's the same thing, right? Same animation, spin. Because, spins work really well in our game. So we tend to do this, but I think in this case, we kind of try to be aware of this, and we we just forgot that the balloon already does this, and then we did it again. But it's okay, because you can still make those attacks feel different simply by saying, okay, one of them has a larger range and is slow moving, the other one has a lower range and is fast moving. Those attacks actually will feel very different, even though it's literally the same motion, right? There's so much things you can kind of control by just doing the implementation, and that's really how we work. So we kind of just roll with the design, think of ideas, and try some things. And very often, even when animations are done, we can tweak things to make them feel unique, right? And that's why we don't have this kind of approach where we think about very cool attacks first, like the gameplay perspective, and then we match it with the design. It's more like the opposite for us, really. Like, we just have a design that kind of fits the area, that is, you know, funny and unique, and then we just, you know, find something that feels unique, matching the design. Yeah, the dizzy animation, the balloon will not have this, but, you know, the banana lizard, which is, you know, that is an enemy. I'm actually really looking forward to this one. I'm gonna work on this next. I don't think I will get to it today, but yeah, he has this. Look, that's also different. The you know, the balloon can just spin and just goes on afterwards. This one does a spin and is actually kind of dizzy afterwards. So that's actually another difference for this one. But look at this get up animation. That guy's a ninja. Look at this. He knows kung fu or something. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
It's such a cool animation.
It's actually a reference to Secret of Mana.
Oh yeah, I guess, yeah. In Secret of Mana, they all.
I mean, no joke. As a kid, I was like, "Wow, that's so cool! How they get up by doing that."
It's actually true, yeah. That was really. I mean, Secret of Mana had the thing about really cool, juicy animations, very minimal sprites. So they really nailed this somehow.
Really cool, exaggerated animations.
First time
I love
yeah.
Love the floppy head. Yeah, I agree. I think in some elite versions or something, the head should just split up and reveal like rockets or something.
Did he use the tail to push him up to the stand-up? Let me check. I don't think it's supposed to be the tail. It's really just, you know, how you would, you know, jump up if you're like very well trained. You just, you know, use the legs and, you know, use the force of the kick to get yourself off the ground. Something like this. It's a thing. People can do this. And our banana lizard can too. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this. And again, like, this was just... Here, the thing was, okay, we want to have something flower themed because swamp. And then somehow, and something lizard themed, and then we kind of ended up with this design. And then we just rolled with it and said, okay, it's gonna have 2 scythes on the hand, and then we have a couple animations, and yeah. You see how that works out. Okay, let's see. Here we have... That's the other attack. Okay, but break fly around. I have just changed this. Okay, then we have... And actually need to wrap up this animation. Yeah. Let's just take this. And Kalmir said, this is such a cool animation system. Thank you. It's essentially just a 3D animation system, you know, with skeletons. And we just, instead of transforming a 3D mesh, we generate 3D billboards for sprites and put them on top. And, you know, That's the rough idea. That was one of the bigger parts, technical innovations for our engine, everything. And I was like saying that actually in the beginning I was almost thinking this wouldn't work at all, because like the first impression I had from when I had some things working was that it actually doesn't look good at all. And I was actually almost panicking and thought, oh my gosh, I just wasted so much time working on this and it just doesn't work. It looks really bad. And then I spent a bit more time just, you know, creating better graphics. Giving the graphics outlines, for some reason that for me really make the difference. The initial test graphics were very flat shaded and it kind of didn't look great to me. But you know, adding some proper outlines and details suddenly was amazing. It really made a huge difference. Okay. That makes it even faster. Okay. So. Okay, let's see. Start and do not force. Oh no, doesn't make sense. I select this here. Okay. Okay, yeah, that looks good. All right, so this is actually very long. Let's make the FaceTime actually just, you know, 1 second should be enough actually.
Oh, right. Tiflora says, by the way, something we can look into for the future. Streaming on YouTube and Twitch together. Because that's an option these days. Like parallel streaming.
Yeah, we need to look into servers so that if we do that, we can also, you know, stream on, you know, Steam. That actually would make sense.
Oh, right. Steam too.
Okay, so that works. So actually something I want to do before I forget it. The collision type should be dashing. I don't want this one to just keep moving around enemies when it is moving around like this. So now comes the trick. So the thing about, I actually don't want this enemy to be flying up and down, because then, as you know, Pyrokorvet said, it might end up somewhere where you can't reach it, which is frustrating. So I actually don't make it move up and down. But something I can do is actually create an effect. Because we can actually cheat things with effects. We can say shift and here we can say, okay, let's go up and go down by a certain amount, let's say 6, and it doesn't work here because I need to set a duration, but yeah, it goes up and down. Yep. And now I just need to set the right curve, so we can say he's strong, for instance. Yeah. But this is actually insanely much. How? Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, that's kind of stupid. Loop start. I have to add a loop. That's very important. Otherwise, it just actually keeps applying a shift. So this is right. Yeah, this looks good.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Please add the loop, brother. On the outline topic, did you experiment with the outline being part of the textures / billboards versus them being added to by the engine? I guess you already add outlines programmatically for hits and stuff, so probably not too interesting now that I think about it.
Okay. Did you experiment with the outline being part of textures, billboards versus them being added by the engine? I guess you already had outlines programmed for hits and stuff, so it's actually hard. I think we actually had this idea for programmable outlines, but it's honestly, it's actually a very hard problem. The reason is that the thing about our engine is that you always want to make sure that whenever you have a pixel, it kind of roughly matches the pixel grid. It's not perfect. You can actually see this here with Juno's hands, right? So this actually is not perfect. The trick is that if you zoom out sufficiently, you won't notice, right? But it's kind of important that the outline always kind of matches this grid. And this grid is actually hard to compute because it depends on a lot of factors. For instance, here it's kind of a grid, and here it's kind of skewed suddenly. You know, things rotate. The size depends on how far and close something is. And if you do an outline shader, it's very easy to do high-res outlines. It's very easy, if you render the whole game in low-res, obviously it's easy to use an outline shader to make low-res outlines. But if you have like this combination of actually having a high-resolution canvas, and then you want to do low-res pixel text outlines like this, it's actually very hard to do this, I think. And that's why we just ended up, just baking them into the graphics. We did have an idea of potentially having an outline shader for effects, actually, because there's still something I might consider adding at some point. But yeah, then again, we already can work pretty well with what we have, so maybe we should try not to do this because it would be another distraction. Anyway, let's spawn our effect here. And yeah, that's not too bad, I think. That looks like a balloon that's emptying, roughly. I think I might even increase the rotation a little bit. Yeah, okay, this is actually pretty cool. This is okay. Hi, Searcher. Yeah, we've been streaming now for an hour already. Damn it, already an hour gone. That was a fast hour. Oh, look at this, man. Oh gosh, we need a good sound for this Flora. This is gonna be nice. Okay, so before I go, there's actually damage. Do damage movement. We have this back. Do enemy damage movement. Here we go. That's what I... Okay. Massive close, I think, is good actually. Spawn FX. Let's do a big land animation. Dust F system, just, you know, land XL. Okay, we just make it detached. Whoa, whoa. Okay, this is actually very hard to preview. So what I'm trying to do here is I actually want to give the enemy just the standard damage movement. What makes this tricky is that normally damage movement is not part of an action. It's kind of like a separate routine that runs for enemies. But I can actually call this inside an action. I can say, okay, at this point, you know, just do the normal damage movement, please. And that's what I want to do. I just wanted to, you know, just do the damage movement like when it lands on the ground after being flying around. But I can't preview this because it just, you know, stops the action. And it does weird things where, you know, if I keep repeating it, it does weird stuff. So that's... something is fishy here. Okay, anyway. It's not that important. I just need to see if it works on... Oh, I should probably set the fly value to 0. And I should make stop before edge. That's always good. Fly to node, fly props. Okay, so now the braking will be interesting. Okay, let's see how this looks exactly. Okay, let's just do one enemy so I can better test this. It didn't do the thing. Oh yeah, that's actually a common thing that happens. Whenever you start an action like this, first thing I should do is I should change the hit stable to massive, because you're not supposed to interrupt this one. And also, I think I will even go further and say it will actually be invincible as it's flying around like this. Let's see. And here we go. And it just runs somewhere random. Okay, so in principle it works, I would say. Okay, so something I wanted to try is, so I can do it like this so it flies, or I can say do not fly actually. That means that in the moment you hit it, it just flies away around. Let's see how this works. Oh yeah, this is actually better. That's a lot better. I like this a lot more. Bang. Perfect. So now it just... and it goes on. Okay.
Animation is so funny already.
Yeah. We're making a very serious game. As I said. Okay.
The fearsome Nick's threat. We have...
I can't take it. And it's just balloons. Hello, Pablo H.
Thanks for 35 months of subscription.
Bagpipe enemies as the trial quest where you have to make the correct ones break at the same time to play a chord on the bagpipes. Dang it. That would be something. Okay, I think I actually make it go up and down a little bit further. I think I have a better effect this way. So let's just make 10. Ooh, this is perfect. I love it. Yeah, and the actually hit enemy during ground actually works really well. Oh, okay. I have another general question on your development, specifically regarding jumping puzzles. If you'd entertain me again, do you test your platforms only manually, or do you have some automated tests for them? Only manually. We don't really have any automated tests. We do have, you know, the manual testing that we do and that our tier beta testers do, and that also our early access player community does, including those speedrunners. I could imagine routine from random points on the map attempts to max range jumps and then renders a chart of which areas are reachable from where. Guess we'll be barely anywhere in there since you likely already get that to know every access. Yeah, I mean, exactly as you say, early access is, it's not so much, I mean, early access is a big part of it, but you know, there's even a better source to find all of these issues. And that is watch the speedrunners. They find all the routes. They're you know, professionals when it comes to this. That's why we do have some speedrunners among our beta testers, and thanks to them, we find a lot of these secret routes, and we are always surprised about what they managed to find. And you know, you would think that maybe some automated testing might not be the worst idea, but the thing is, the physics of our game are a little bit fuzzy, and this tends to make it actually really hard to properly calculate. I mean, unless you just say, okay, let's just a program actually play the game and try out all kind of things, then maybe that would work. But it's actually not that easy, I think, to do this decently. So, you know, community, especially speedrunners, that works well to us. And there's always that, I think, at least for some people, that's part of the charm of our games, that you can actually do weird jump things to, you know, do unintended solutions and all that. So some people enjoy that, specifically the speedrunners, I would assume. So it's just how we design our game. That's always something that will be part of it. Okay, so this all looks really good. Big thing missing now is a trail. We need a trail for the balloon. I'm just going to copy this one. Just make the same, but you know, less glowy. Just move around like this. That's not too bad. Oh, it's multiply, not just default. Okay, let's do it like this. That's good. Mm-hmm. Faster. Yeah. This is neat. Okay, maybe a bit more narrow, not quite as big. Okay, that looks decent. Yeah. So would be the center, I think. Oh, okay. Interesting. Let me see. I think I actually didn't assign this, I hope at least. Yeah, okay. Actually need to assign this to a body part, yeah. To a node alignment. And then what? Oh no, what was this? Okay. Let's go back. Node center. Ah, okay, here we go. Okay. So there's a little bit of an offset issue. What is happening? Okay, let's actually make this one like this. Okay, this is pretty good. That works for me.
Felix, if we ever do an elite or a rage variant of the enemy, then it should fire like energy balls while while it's flying around. It's like a counter, a break counter.
Yeah, it can do that. It just empties for like 3 seconds and keeps firing stuff at you, and you just need to dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's doable. Okay. It's funny because very often I actually intentionally design. I did change the break behavior, especially specifically compared to crosscode, that it's actually, in general, it's easy to keep the enemy inside a combo when you break it. So when you just break it with the first hit of the combo, you can just continue your combo, and it, you can just end your combo with more damage, and it's great. It feels good. That won't work for this enemy. This enemy will just, fly away when you break it, which I feel is fine. It's just one specific behavior for this enemy you just need to keep in mind, and it makes it a little bit annoying, but I think it's fine. The comedic effect is, it's worth it, I would say. Okay. Okay. And yeah, currently I'm breaking this one very quickly. I mostly just changed this for testing. And so I'm actually not happy with the land effect. Jesus. What is happening? There must be some crashes here. Things keep crashing. Why? Who implemented this bullshit? Okay, let me just restart the editor. Okay. Do you have the dash to ping pong, juggle it, or anything against the wall? No, there's no mechanics like this, honestly. Yeah, landing needs a splat sound, but I also think like the dust needs some kind of end thing. So that's why I'm actually going to dust a system. I'm just going to copy the thing I actually used, this one. That's actually enough. Impact is the thing we use for this. Balloon, empty, land. Okay, so my idea is to just take this fix I had here and move it somewhere else. Okay. Z. Bigger range. Okay. Make it larger. Keep it large. Make it very large in the beginning. Make it. Something odd is happening here. Oh, it's because of duration, repeat, and everything. Okay, here we go. That's more like it. Okay. Good. It's a bit more bright, not quite as far away. And this one is in. Okay, that's better. Remove. Oh, that's why the weird offset happened. Okay, now I get it. Ah, that explains everything. I was wondering what. That explains everything. Okay, so something was odd about this trail. That's why. Actually, not here. Here it needs to stay, but here I can say 0. Let's try this again. Boom, here we go. Whoop. This is good now. Nice. There was like a weird offset about the trail that didn't make sense, and it was because it was hard-coded into the particle spawner rather than, you know, just it using the center of the alignment. So jump, balloon. Something. this system is just acting up weird when I add this to enemy movement step. Anyway, let me just spawn this here.
You right back?
Such a nice thought that nobody can add weird music to this playlist when going away, like the things that Hannah used to do whenever he said this. Okay, let's see. Okay, that seems to detached. Important. Okay, that seems to work in principle at least. Let's do balloon impact. Here we go. Okay, so I need to add a little bit of Z offset, and a little bit higher is actually fine. Okay, that's better, I think. Okay, nice. And the dust, let's just make the bigger dust. I think it's more appropriate. Also, nice trick. Always add the dust with a little bit delay. Just makes effects better to read. Not everything happening at the same time. Shouldn't the balloon be hammer-proof? Actually, yes, you're right. It should be. I actually didn't implement the weakness patterns yet, and I can do this next because it's quite easy to do this. Just the proper effects will be missing, but we can add those later. This is actually an enemy where you are supposed to use the new weapon that will be added with the next update. The spear. Here you go. poke the balloon so it flies away. You know, even the sword won't work that well. It's mostly... Yes, the sharp stick. Okay, let's see this again. Bang. Okay.
So,
Bong. Okay. Yeah, that works pretty well, I think. Works well enough for me. Yeah, but there should be a good sound when it lands. In fact, this enemy actually something... Oh. Hi, Stefan.
I really like how a bit of Bailey said, "Oh, yeah, I saw the Spear Dragoon dive attack in the teaser trailer. I immediately had concerns about crosscode moon jumps, but I think we
It's fine. You actually
yeah.
don't jump. We make it speedrunning proof. At least I think we did. Yeah. This is actually your box, so you actually never move up. It's all an illusion.
We're lying to you.
Yeah.
Illusion of choice.
Yep.
Wait. Oh my god, I have an ad. Why is it Fortnite ad?
Because it's Twitch and Fortnite is, you know.
Would the crossbow work too if it's weak to pierce? Yes, obviously. I mean, hit types, enemies are never weak towards weapons, but always hit types. So yes, crossbow will also work.
Will divine arts that have pierce type, like the crack spike salvo?
Some already have, right?
Yeah, crack spike salvo, and I think the laser beam is also pierce, the bolt barrage. So there's actually a lot of pierce in ranged attacks.
Felix, did you show the map markers?
No, I didn't really show any new features actually. But I can if you want to. Is it working right now? Just need to...
Yeah, it is working. Everything's working.
Let me just go to some place where there's a map. So yeah.
Let me go to a place where there's a map.
I mean, I was in some debug map, so... Okay. So here we go. Let's see. Set marker. Here you go.
You can also turn on the chest, the treasure radar now, and it works.
I think I need to add some stuff for this to unlock core, items, and probably also word maps. Okay. Let's see.
Oh yeah, or give yourself the treasure radar.
Here you go. So let's see if we can find a chest. There's one down here, I think. Ah, look at this. You saw that? There's a chest now. And if you magically manage to go there, I'm not gonna spoil the correct way. And you actually don't see it, but it's open now. There's a check mark.
Woo. Unfortunately, due to some internal changes, chests you haven't seen you have to see again, but chests you already opened will be correctly shown.
Yep. All the check marks. Price in wanting only hammer. Yeah, well, I mean, our game... Unfortunately, you won't be able to just pick a weapon and go with it. Our game is not designed for this. You have to use all of them, or at least most of them.
I actually think it's better that way as well. I always think it's sad if I play a game and you have that choice. Or like the game offers limited choices. But, you know, you stick to one thing. It's fun to try out something new.
I think there's some events in Liheim that have been forgotten to be removed, Flora? Could that be the case? I was just wondering, there's suddenly a camera movement here.
Seems like a...
That seems like a... Yes. I'm just gonna add a false condition. And I guess this was for the Indie Quest trailer. What is that bulbous bug flying thing? What? Okay.
No.
Ooh.
That's a new enemy, Lady Asteria.
Mm.
Serious enemies in our game.
Serious enemies.
Serious enemies only.
But big bonk is big raid, nothing, just smash everything. I mean, the good thing is once you did poke it enough with a sharp stick, then you can switch to the hammer and just bash it. It's fine.
With the sharp stick.
with the pointy stick, that's how you say it. I think this enemy got the point.
I think the enemy saw my head.
Oh, whoa. Okay. Whoop. Did you see this, Stefan? I did implement the most important brake mechanic.
No. Very nice.
Okay, so actually let me now implement the balloon shield, so to say. Add on init, yeah. Damage factor, general, yeah. Trigger factor.
I mean, that's true, you know, you technically can fight every enemy with the wrong weapon. It will just take much longer.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, yeah. You don't do this kind of thing with 0 damage, except for certain moments. Also, there's always the trick of just using brittle. If you use brittle, your hammer is actually, everything looks like the correct weapon to the enemy. Even the hammer, so. Essentially, brittle makes every enemy turn into a nail. So. Okay. So, fly height, what did I... Trackers. Okay, I think let's have a look at the frog enemy.
So what have you been working on? The balloon enemy?
Yeah, right now.
What have you been...
I essentially only implemented the weak mechanic now that it flies around, and I mean the braking, and now I'm just gonna implement the actual hit properties, which, you know, it's not much work. Okay, will only blast the sound and flight.
I guess there will be, by the way, the return of the training facility from Crosscode. A different code next bigger update. We call it the dojo internally. You can access it from any waypoint, waysprout. That's what we call it.
Which is way more convenient than always having to teleport to Rookie Harbor, I guess.
What is it?
Yeah, and you get some, and you don't need to
Yeah.
interact with anything. You can use the menu button to pop up a menu to change settings.
Yeah, maybe you can show but the dojo's still work in progress, right?
I mean, you can show it, but you can't summon any enemies right now, I think.
I see, yeah. Okay, I mean, we can do this next time. Okay,
Yeah, I just got finished with the options. The options are working, but no enemy right now, so you won't see it. And the buttons for it.
So let's see if that works. Okay. Just need to work on the sound. And yeah. The braking is actually just working normally, so I need to tweak the brake tracker too. So this one 100. Same thing actually. So okay, so that works. Just need to add actually I should just use look at the algae enemy. Oh, I need to okay. Hit FX connect. I need to add a new effect thing for shield. So on that one is balloon. I call this one just balloon. And for now I will just copy this one. And
Yeah, we just don't take care to not inflate it too much, okay?
sorry, what? The balloon? Yeah. Okay. It is. So, okay. So, I may have to restart. No, it works. Nice. Oh. So. And here you go. Oh. Yeah, I actually removed the shield when it's broken. So let's go to actions and weak. Let's remove enemy shield.
I finished playing Crimson Desert yesterday after 115 hours.
Damn, okay.
Is it actually a game that has an end?
It has an end. It is just like an action sandbox game, for sure.
Okay.
It's more like that, you know, you have lots of side activities and that make up the bulk of the game. But it does have a main story and like... It actually has a really cool story, but it's not told. You need to figure it out by yourself by reading like text entries and stuff like that.
Oh, I see.
Otherwise, the game just makes no sense.
Okay.
Okay.
The main story makes no sense.
I mean, the gameplay is kind of like Valheim, right? From what I hear.
No. You don't have survival aspects. You have
okay,
like base building, but that's like in stages, like we have basically, you know.
Oh yeah, okay. And
Where just like a location changes periodically.
and you do interact with like different factions and NPCs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like it gets really political. It also has insane animation detail and like set pieces, like the amount of NPCs on screen sometimes. You have like this big fight where like two factions war against each other and like you can run for a couple of minutes and they're still fighting at each other in every direction.
Wow.
Combat is also pretty fun. really wacky because they have like wrestling moves for some reason.
Okay. Nice.
You can like throw enemies around. Yeah, it's definitely like if you're counting pure money for time, this game definitely like succeeds in that, I would say, because there's just so much stuff to do. But yeah, I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna finish. I mean, when credits are over, I'm gonna stop playing because like.
Otherwise, it's too open-ended, I guess.
Yeah, there's and like funny enough, they're still updating this game with new shit,
Nice.
So there's like even while I was playing, there were like 3 minor patches with like new features, new quests, and stuff like that. So they were like pretty supportive of this game.
Nice.
Bring in new stuff. And even like doing like, people said like this and that really doesn't work that well, and so they like changed it. Like there's like, like you have like factions sieging on a location. And this can happen pretty fast, and it's sometimes a little bit annoying. So I like changed it so that instead of a siege, usually like the environment in the game is pretty destructible. So when you run into a sieged fortress or something, you are destroying half of the interior there. Like everything is getting destroyed while you just like suplex an enemy.
Okay.
And throw them halfway across the room. But then they're now added like a reconstruction phase, before it even can get reblockaded. They're reconstructing, and you see people like working on rebuilding.
Wow.
In that way, the game is pretty impressive. Not gonna lie. Even to the very end, they had new stuff to add. New features, new mechanics. Some mechanics are like, okay, I guess, like you can fence your horses. Instead of registering, you can like get them to some person and then sell them. You can do that. Does it does it give you money, reputation, anything? No. Like it gives you money, yeah, but not enough, like not even close to enough to make the effort, because like the effort is like going by horse to a location that takes usually a while. When instead you can basically fly.
Okay.
Makes sense, yeah. Oh, Tiflora says, I'm so addicted to 100-line Last Defense Academy lately. A visual novel that has like 100 different endings. I heard about that one. Isn't that the game by the Danganronpa guys, or?
Yeah, it is.
I always mix the title up with this one Vanillaware game, 13 Sentinels or whatever, because from the title it sounds so similar in concept, but it's an entirely different game, of course.
I would probably only play like 1 or 2 endings in these games usually.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it depends on how much time you need for those.
That's true, yeah.
And how relevant they are to the overall story.
Also, Felix, did you saw the
See
Final Fantasy being revealed?
No.
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Oh, the Final
Fantasy VII 3 Revelation.
Oh, the Revelation.
Final Fantasy VII,
Okay.
the last.
But unfortunately, like not to malice, but just conflict in schedule, we will not get back Sephiroth's voice.
Oh, I've heard. Yeah.
I mean, the replacement is a good voice actor. Personally, a little bit too deep for me, I must say. Doesn't sound quite like the more flamboyant Sephiroth, like the slightly younger sound to it. Because Travis Willingham, is a little bit deeper in voice.
Oh yeah,
a little bit more like rugged.
So it's basically Grok from like a Critical Role and the other one.
Well, yeah, Grok is is specifically over exaggerated.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
But he's also Thor in many Marvel
Right.
cartoons.
Yeah.
He does a lot of superhero stuff.
Makes sense.
He is the superhero in Dispatch, like the alien, the Superman, basically in Dispatch.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember. Because Dispatch was created in partnership with.
Yeah, exactly.
Just want to say with Aaron Paul. No, with the developers.
With Critical Role, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, next year summer, Felix.
I still
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
finish a Rebirth, honestly.
Well, that's time. Have till next year.
Was
Oof, yeah.
Rebirth the first one or the second? It's the second,
This is the
right?
second one.
Okay.
Remake I actually did finish, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, they also announced, or rather teased, Persona 6, and it looks a lot like teeny horror or something, because it has like those green horror color tint. But they didn't really show any characters or anything. It was just like a.
They want to buy into the Stranger Thing hype.
Right, maybe. Yeah, that could be true. I mean, my first thought was Scooby-Doo because Persona has so many Scooby-Doo comparisons in like memes and stuff. But yeah, Stranger Things might be the more topical or timely comparison.
Well, as long as they pay their UI team as good as they did.
Yeah.
I think we'll
But then
say.
they're like, no, it's all gonna be AI from now on. But no, I don't think so. I don't think those AI dreams in many cases will survive the collision with practical development.
I mean, especially now where some AI companies start forwarding the actual cost of AI, Like Copilot did, and everyone is realizing, hey, wait, this is actually more expensive than a human.
What is happening?
Wow.
Yeah.
No way.
Before that, I only used like 40% of my entire AI budget for 1 month, and now 20% is gone after 2 days. What's going on? Yeah, guess what?
About that, turns out that shit is expensive.
Well, I guess it's no longer getting. How's the English word for subventioniert? I forgot the name. Basically, it costs the real price, basically, or at least closer to the real price. I mean, I'm pretty sure the investors still are trying to.
I think they're still losing money for every user.
Yeah, they're still losing money.
Subsidized.
That's the word. Yes.
Subventioniert in German.
Yeah. It was something with sub.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Okay.
Subway.
It was subweight, yeah.
So I just need to add like actually a graphic of the balloon being empty, because I realize what we are having right now doesn't quite look right. Something that Thomas needs to go over. I'm just adding a placeholder.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Critical Role, the next Vox Machina season has started like last Wednesday.
Oh yeah, true.
But they're also doing this release model of like 3 episodes each week. But I've only watched like the first one, not the first. It's the first 2 of the first batch. It's still good.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the first campaign was also good. They can't.
Yeah. I mean, it's the second one is more interesting, of course, because they had like more. They could be more creative with their party and stuff like that. But the first one, especially after the second season, has also really become pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I also would say personally the second, like the Mighty Nine, probably still my favorite so far.
Yeah.
I haven't gone through Bell's Hells yet completely. I'm halfway through.
I hear that Bell's Hells. I mean, just from the pen and paper reputation, because it doesn't have an adaptation yet, of course. It's a bit more controversial from what I hear in terms of how the party balance works and stuff like that. But I haven't like consumed it myself because, god damn it, man, that's a lot of streams to watch.
A lot of hours, yeah. When you map, you can do that. You know, when you map,
Yeah,
you just
true, but
put it on the side and then listen to it. That's what I do.
I could also listen to other podcasts or listen to.
Yeah, but I podcast.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, that's also. It's also a podcast of a campaign.
A podcast in my mind is always two dudes. One dude is talking and the other one saying, yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not listening to those kind of podcasts.
In my mind, that's a podcast.
That's all the podcasts.
That's all the podcasts.
All the podcasts are just... And the worst thing is that if you hear podcasts, the term is so like... it has become so toxic because it has become so associated with like Joe Rogan or those dude podcasts, and it's like, goddamn, no, podcasts can be all kinds of things. Actually. Teflora forces me to talk about anime, asking, have you seen Witch Hat Atelier yet? Very pretty show with a lot of potential because the magic system is very nicely done. I have seen the first 2 episodes. And I do know that it's like very good. Like it has had like a very, very strong reputation for like years now, or rather the manga has. However, I have decided to only properly watch it after the season is done, because for some reason, since damn anime season has like 6 or so shows that I want to watch week to week. It's like, okay, I'm gonna keep Witch Atelier back for a binge watch after the fact.
You guys always watching the news shit?
I'm not really, actually. I mean, usually I'm like, I only watch like 1 or 2, maybe 3 anime per season, but this season is like an exception for various reasons.
It did got recommended to me as well.
Yeah, it is basically the Frieren of this season, as in
we have Frieren season 2.
That's true, and we still need to watch it. Like Felix and I was behind that. Yeah, but the thing is, we don't have Frieren in this season, and also Witch Hat Atelier is also a very, very different show in many ways. It's just the big, high prestige, super high budget fantasy show that's also smartly written.
Wakarimashita.
I mean, yeah, I just mean it like that, a bit of Baileys. It's like, basically, it's Frieren or the Delicious and Dungeon of this season. As in, like, high prestige fantasy.
When do we get, like, Dungeon Meshi 2?
Good question. Did they announce it? I don't remember.
Oh, but it would be nice if we get one.
Yeah, like definitely. Dungeon Meshi. Did you know that the composer of the Dungeon Meshi soundtrack is that one guy who also did RPG soundtracks? Felix, you know the guy.
Yeah, Yasunori Mitsuda.
Yeah. I knew that. Yeah. Felix said the same thing to me recently.
I think we talked during the animation talk, or so I mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chrono Trigger composer did the soundtrack of Dungeon Meshi. That's actually kind of wild. I mean, I wasn't aware he did so much music recently, so I was actually kind of surprised. So it's really cool.
I mean, maybe some people realized, you can just hire him.
He actually has a company to do music. I think he does stuff. I mean, he does some music for Xenoblade still. So as I know.
Yeah. Like he does music. Like even the guys from Terranigma, one of them is still uploading music. Like they must make music.
Yeah.
It's just that no one's hiring them sometimes.
I mean, I do know that. The ActRaiser composer, like Yuzo Koshiro, I think, he's still pretty active online.
I bet all these like, even all these like early Konami rock team dudes, you know, these people that made all the NES game soundtracks for Konami back then, they're all still active.
Stop
Still
X,
doing
Y, and Z.
Yeah, stop.
That's another Hannah thing, isn't it?
What? Say again?
Stop X, Y, and Z.
Wait, what?
And
Oh,
Z.
that one. Yeah, that's true. That's something I had at some point because I was like, okay,
God
this
dang
has
it.
no attributes. And, and
Okay, I
why
guess.
not?
It's okay, yeah, it's okay.
It's literally just one rule and it just does like...
Stop X, Y, and Z.
and Z.
It even reads very nice if you stop X, Y, and Z. Check mark.
Yes. Felix, I'm very amused that you only found that now, because I'm pretty sure that's 1 or 2 years old at least.
I can't be. I've been using this so often. Okay, let me check.
Yeah, it should be pretty old at this point. Felix, you've never actually paid attention, or you never really realized.
Oh, you did this when you did the algae, yeah. So yeah, that's probably older.
Oh, yeah,
makes
okay,
sense.
okay.
I'm still gonna check. Let me see history.
You
first.
just like it because it's quality slop, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was 2024. So yeah, that was quite some time.
They hired the Lufia 2 composer for an indie game. Really, the Lufia 2 composer. I couldn't tell you.
The remake of that.
Of Lufia
What was
2?
it called? Was it just Lufia 2 remake? The one where everyone was wearing like modern clothes.
Oh, you mean the action RPG?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that's been ages ago. I'm a bit of Bailey's was talking about like for some indie game. Did I hear about that? I definitely heard about like Moto Sakuraba being hired for some indie game, and they even made like they even put it like big in the trailer title, like blah 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 title, and then in collaboration with Moto Sakuraba, and then.
I mean, like, why not?
Yeah, sure, why not? But, like, you watch the trailer and then you hear like, yeah, that sure is modern Moto Sakuraba.
But often with these cases, it's like they tell him like, you know, we want this in this style, you know, because they really love this. I'm sure he's like capable of doing more than that. I mean, he did in Dark Souls, you know, so.
True. He was also in Dark Souls, and he's also like with the band who did like the Attack on Titan openings. He also collaborated with them a few times, like playing keyboard or whatever.
Sasageo.
Yeah. Not in that songs, of course, but like in their other projects. Only podcast is Jonathan Frakes and Brent. Oh, yeah. I mean, again, there's tons of like really fun podcasts of like people that you might know from back then who talk about interesting stuff and things like that. Like, none of those that I watch. I mostly watch like stupid nerd stuff from people who are not famous, mostly. I do listen to the Bad Book podcast by two of the Rift Tracks people.
There was recently a game where they remember this game. We talked about this before. Like the game that was like GBR inspired. Weren't they the ones that united the Terranigma composers? I think so, right?
GBA inspired.
It was Masanori Hikichi for sure.
If you guys can hire any Japanese music composer for one song of Alabaster Dawn, who do you choose?
That's a very hard question.
I mean, our current composer is kind.
He's in Japan.
He's in Japan, and he has a Japanese name.
No.
I mean, I would likely say, I don't know, Kenji Ito, but he might not fit actually. I'm not sure.
What are you talking about?
If you could hire if you could hire any Japanese music composer for one song of Alabaster Dawn, who do you guys choose?
Oh, Masanori Hikichi, without doubt, or Yoko Shimomura, right? Like,
I might actually go a bit out of the box and hire the guy who made the soundtrack for the Iron-Blooded Orphans anime, because that guy has some great tracks. I'm not sure if his tracks work for games, but I might still. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I really like Kenji Ito, and who did most of the tracks for Xenoblade 2? I think that's Ace, right? Like the
Xenoblade 2, I'm not sure if it was Ace or Ace Plus, I think, Ace is, I think, a group, and then Ace Plus is the group plus additional artists.
Yeah. Composer, yeah, it is them. It's Mitsuda, it's Ace, it's Kenji Hiramatsu, and Manami Kiyota.
Oh yeah, it was Yoko Shimomura who didn't join for Xenoblade 2.
Right. Nomura was in the first one, yeah.
She did the main title, I think, for that one.
Because say what you want about Xenoblade 2, and I have a lot of negative things to say about it. But the soundtrack is
music is very good, actually.
Yeah, music is very good. I'm not like, if there's something redeeming about this game, it is the music. Yeah.
Yeah, the music is great. Actually, sadly, Xenoblade 3, at least in terms of story, it works a lot better for me. But the music kind of, it's okay, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it's not quite as good as 2. I agree.
At least to me.
It has some nice things where it includes the singing into the main story, right? Or the flute.
Like true.
Yeah, I think the flute. I actually think that's, at least to me, that's part of the problem, because I have this weird thing that whenever I hear flute, the music sounds cheap, no matter how good the flute is playing, because you have this association with, badly played flute music somehow. I can't not hear it. Unfortunately,
that's because I think that's a very German kid knowing experience, because like in Germany.
But I think the memes are on the internet. It's not just Germany, right?
That's true. But even when I was younger, when I was a teen or something, I often associated flute with like other kids playing like Blockflöte very poorly. Yeah. That's why you associate it with cheap music. Yeah, but I think the flute music in that soundtrack was actually pretty nice. I think I do remember that I really liked some of the tracks, but it definitely didn't stay in my memory as much as the Xenoblade 2 music, or like some of the. Actually, didn't have the DLC of it. Some really funky music, like the standalone DLC of Xenoblade 3.
Sorry.
I think because they had like a similar style to the Xenoblade 2 DLC, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And those both had some really, really nice music tracks. That went more into like the Persona style or whatever.
I found the game, by the way. Tako no Himitsu. Octopus something Himitsu Princess?
Ah, that one. Okay.
And that one has like Masanori Hikichi, and like I just read about this. He basically the dude who does this game met Masanori Hikichi in Japan, and he phoned who's it called? Let me get it. I want to get it right. Miyoki Kobayashi, the other composer, right? So they can work together on this, which is
that's really cool.
That's really cool, dude.
By the way, I have a question. Did like some illustrator from Studio Trigger do the title art of that game? Because the character design, the coloring looks so Studio Trigger.
Maybe they got very inspired. I know that and this game kind of shows these people are still there for hire. You could talk to them. It's just hard to. It's probably just a little bit harder to get into contact with them. Thankfully, we actually have contact with Dennis, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we do have also contact with, Robert, the other guy.
Right, and Robert just seems to know everyone.
Yeah. He actually mentioned that actually people would be interested even to do music for us. So that it's
He even, if he didn't have time, like he also said, like maybe we can like meet some people. This is why I want to go to Japan again. Like I just want to like have him like pose me around to all these people,
Okay.
so I can say
Yeah.
thank you for the music. Arigato
Yes,
gozaimasu.
thanks.
Yeah. By the way, I think the music's composers I would still like a lot. I think it's still Hitoshi Sakimoto and
Yeah.
actually still Masashi Hamauzu, I think was the name. The 5v13 composer, because
Oh yeah.
I hated the game, not hated, like it's probably my least favorite Final Fantasy, but the music was amazing, and I still hear stuff from him, and I still like it. I think he still does music for the remake for Rebirth and stuff like this, and it's still great music. Also, there's the other guy who still does music for Final Fantasy. I forgot the name. I think he did soundtrack for Final Fantasy 11 first.
Masayori Soken?
Nee, not Soken. For some reason, Soken is weird because there's like 2 songs in Final Fantasy 16 which are probably my 2 favorite songs for a long time. But then I heard Soken and this like I don't like most of his music somehow. I don't know how this works. Don't ask me. It's weird.
What, you didn't like the track that played when you fought Titan?
I mean, that was an
But you have to understand.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, this is because of Final Fantasy XIV, right? In Final Fantasy XIV, he does this a lot, where he experiments with different styles of music.
Yeah.
And so they probably ask him, hey, can you do us one of those weird tracks for 16? And he was like, yeah, sure, why not,
I mean,
and like he does it a lot. With every new raid, he has some different kind of music.
And yeah, like it's for me, it's like, I mean, I guess it's experimental, but that's not what I'm looking for when I listen to music. I don't know. It's hard to describe what I'm looking for, but it's not that anyway.
That reminds me that.
But I really do like like the the generic boss battle theme for all the hunting monsters in FF16, and the Phoenix theme, just with Away and everything. So those songs I could listen on loop all the time. I mean, those are really amazing in my opinion. By a far shot, actually. Like, there's a lot of cool music in FF16, but those really stand out for me.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, Mr. Baby, when we have gotten into contact with Matsumi Manami. Right, exactly, like the original Mega Man.
Yeah.
What was the one that I also love? Like a lot of Japanese composers are like ladies, man. They're just fucking delivering, They're doing some crazy music. Okay, let me find.
I want to look Naoshi Mitsuta. Actually, this guy, I mean, he just kind of showed up in later Final Fantasies, and he does a lot of music that I really like, actually. I have to say. Naoshi Mizuta. Mizuta. I think Z is soft in Japanese, like in English. Naoshi Mizuta. Something like this.
Where did she pop up? Show yourself, woman.
Who actually did the Octopath soundtrack?
I mean, they're called guest composers because they only do a few tracks. I think that's why they're guest composers.
Unless you are doing like a
100% guest composers.
I found her. Michiyo Yamane. That's the one. That's the one I also like.
Actually, isn't that Final Fantasy 11 in the background?
I don't know. I don't hear it.
I don't listen to the music, Felix. I have my own music.
You can't, right? Fretboat is not running. It's Fretboat.
You are listening maybe to it.
Yeah, no, it's actually Crystal Chronicles. No, but Fretboat it doesn't work. It's like it's gone forever. We have to look for some other music board options.
Rip in pieces. I think like if we had a guest artist, I would also like Yamane would also be on the list. Like she made all the Castlevania, the more modern Castlevanias that I liked it from GBR onwards. Maybe also older ones. But
Yeah.
Skullgirls, she was in Skullgirls. And damn, her music is just has a very forward momentum. I really like that.
Castlevania.
Yeah, Castlevania composer. That's what you know her mostly for. Yeah.
Castlevania also has some of my favorite old soundtracks.
Yeah, like I still think like next to the normal like Castlevania themes you associate with Castlevania, one that I think that was just like peak composing was Order of Ecclesia. That main theme, chef's kiss, not gonna lie. And then Skullgirls, she also has a few absolute bangers. Fish dance, Dance of the Fish, something like that. It's from her, and damn, she cooking. Also, I remember Tako no Himitsu. Himitsu is just secret, right? So it's probably Octopus Secret, is what the game's called. Secret of the Octopus. Symphony of the Night. Okay. Is there something? What was that other question before that? Damn, got any of those JRPG music composer connections for indie desk looking? I don't think we have real connections, it's just that we know someone who knows someone potentially, but getting into contact with them is already tough because there's very busy people.
I think there used to be people who kind of like offered to kind of like,
I remember.
Somebody wrote us who, if you'd be interested in doing that sometime. And so there's people who kind of like
facilitate that.
Yeah, they just get you in touch with those composers, and there might be ways to do this, and they obviously take a share of the cost, and everything. But
I think for us, it's probably also would Dennis like to have that,
That's actually the thing, right? So it's like guest composers
if he says
guest composers are always like the thing that if you have like a composer, you actually want to, people are supposed to, when they really like the music of our game, it's kind of good if they know like the guy who did most of it. And when you have a guest composer, there's always like, oh, there's this big guest composer, and then people know the soundtrack because of the guest composer and kind of forget the person who actually did the music, right?
I am sure what can be done is the same that Dennis did with his Crosscode, where you do this arrangement album where a bunch of different artists are on that make tracks.
Yeah.
Is there something specific you would tell your past self at the start of Crosscode development? Don't burn out, man. Take breaks. It's all right.
Break, yeah.
I feel like it's a biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely something. Okay, what did I actually want to
Otherwise, nothing, man. I'm thankful. I can work on this. Have you seen Alabaster Dawn?
I've heard about it. It's pretty cool, I heard.
Yeah, very cool, man. It's super fun working on it.
Okay. That works.
Yeah, I think Dennis is doing a great job as well.
Yeah, Dennis, he's putting so much work into the soundtrack.
Cheers to work balance, yeah, exactly.
Work. So, Stefan, have you been keeping track of all those game announcement streams that are going in the recent days?
I watched the Summer Games. I wanted to watch it live, but then I was like, I actually rather sleep. So I watched it in the morning, and then it immediately spoiled me because it said in the title, what's it gonna show? There are a few things I'm keeping tabs, but usually what I do now is, I play a game, and then after that I'm like, what do I play next? And then I'm surprised that this game is out, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will play this, I guess.
Yeah, that's like the good decision usually. I mean, the thing is, I usually don't play that many new games anyway, so it's like actually kind of pointless getting hyped about new announcements or whatever.
I did saw, however, that they're making God of War spin-off, which looked really cool.
Ah, yeah, with the
I
villain,
was
right?
fun. With the with the wife, yeah.
Which made
Like-
the worst people angry, of course, but whatever, man.
Sorry
yeah,
for the loud sounds,
okay,
by
then.
the way. Let me just...
There's a new Call of Duty season. Play that, you know. I don't
Yeah,
care. Like, if you don't want to
Also-
play it, more for me.
It made for a lot of really good memes and jokes.
It was a really cool moment in the like showcase, but what I also like just no trailer, just fucking gameplay. Where like someone is hitting like Kratos' wife, right? And she's just like, touch me and again I could kill you, and I think like, all right, now I understand why this was his wife. Like this is very fitting.
All right.
And like the gameplay looked really cool, the animations look cool. You know, I mean, like animation-wise, God of War was always pretty nice. So it's not to like about it, you know. But the other things I already forgot. I know there's a new Resident Evil, I know there's Final Fantasy, and I know there's God of War.
Yeah, right. And
That's-
like this whole Yakuza Strangers in Heaven thing where they...
Oh yeah, that's also... And also Guild Wars 3, which this is something I didn't...
Right.
But
That's
Guild
a
Wars
blast
3...
from the past.
I didn't even know the second one was still running.
I assumed it kind of is because it was one of the more successful ones of its generation, but otherwise, I mean, the thing that caused a bit of a controversy for Strangers in Heaven is that they apparently use Tupac as one of the characters, and I'm not sure if you've heard, but he's dead. So it's like there's like a bit of shenanigans going on with.
Where this happened with Def Jam as well, but it was okay. I think it was because like it was managed by some foundation and they give the okay.
Yeah, but the problem is there's also some controversy about the foundation because the foundation is apparently not in the hands of the family because someone made some cheeky stuff and ripped the rights of the foundation away from like the mother or sister or something who actually should have the rights, and now they are using it for their financial gains or whatever. I just heard some stuff about that, which made it a bit questionable. And also, I wonder. I mean, I assume they will use like some voice actor who imitates the voice, and because there were of course also some worries that they would use like some AI imitation, but I don't think they would do that. It's like,
I mean, I don't think they need to do that. They can hire voice alikes easily.
yeah, definitely.
You would also not get great voice acting. Like, you know that these like Yogakugo Studio games have pretty good voice acting.
Yeah, of course.
So I think like we're fine.
Yeah, I don't think that they would be so stupid and try to skimp out on costs on voice acting with that. It would be saving at the wrong end, as we Germans would say.
Yeah, I wonder how he sounds in Japanese, or if they like make it so that he just talks English, like in the earlier Yakuza games, you know?
Yeah, I mean it would make sense because even in the trailers they have like a mix, right? Like you have the Japanese people speaking Japanese, and the English people still speaking English. And I would assume that's also true in like the Japanese translation with like subtitles and stuff.
Great, more learning practice. Even though I still have to play Pirate Yakuza.
Right, that also came out.
But now that I'm done with Crimson Desert, I kind of need a palate cleanser. I did play a smaller game called Ilsa,
Ilsa?
which was really nice, which is a 2019 games about a therapeutic AI, which was
Okay.
very relevant.
Yeah.
No,
And I was like a friend. It was a present for my birthday from a friend. Like, and I told him, "Is this like some Kojima game? That's some prophecy shit." But in this game, it was like a little bit revealed. It was like, yes, it was an AI talking to people, but there was a person in the room reading off the AI script, so it gives it a human touch.
Yeah, I see.
And I felt like, yeah, this is coming full circle. I think that's really what's happening in AI right now as well. You know, people like some CEOs like, oh, this costs money. Why don't we just hire a person to do some of the tasks the AI was doing?
Yeah, it kind of.
Yep. Okay, I want it to actually do that one attack. The shoot attack, please, always. Boom. Okay. It's missing proper sounds. Hold on. Let's make this.
But yeah, otherwise I have a list of games that I need to play for challenge. The Mina the Hollow is actually on that.
All right.
Thankfully, I can get a free keyboard. Nice.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like it's a very expensive game, so.
That's true, yeah. There's also 007 First Light on it.
Oh yeah, I've watched a stream of that recently. It's basically. I mean, it definitely shows that it's by the Hitman developers.
I don't know, like I just thought like I put it on the list because it's probably not a long game for the challenge. You know, it's like a shorter game, so it can be done with like some time investment. And I have other games that I might want to play on all of those RPGs, just so I can keep a list of the RPGs that I don't get around playing, and then when I have time, maybe I can play one.
Okay.
What was Darwin's Paradox? Darwin's Paradox.
I remember that name. Give me a second.
Darwin Paradox. Oh, that's actually already out. Oops.
Yeah. It's the one with the.
Also an Octopus game.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I remember they had some Metal Gear shenanigans in the trailer. That's why I wanted to play it, I think. Okay. There was another game that I played that was on my list called Another Crab's Treasure.
Oh yeah. I think I've seen that in some streams as well.
And like it had a cool setting, but man, this camera. Like if your enemies, like the camera would follow the fast movements of enemies, not smooth move, but just yoink the camera around if you had like Z targeting on. It was awful to play sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. From Agrograb. Oh right, they make Peak, right? That's the Peak people.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Am I right? I'm gonna check. Yeah, they make Peak. But you know, now that in hindsight, the wobbly physics of Peak kind of remind me of Another Crab's Treasure. Also had a lot of wobbly physics. Also, it had the smash mechanic where you let go of the shield button to parry.
Oh, okay.
Like the Smash Ultimate one. Peak is 2 dev teams. Alright.
My favorite explosion sound. Okay. I think it's a
Why
little
is this?
bit
Oh,
too
we're
loud.
seeing. Make the you can move them between enemies. I don't think you can easily move them between enemies. The actions, they're not that modular. But you could take all the actions and put them on a different enemy. See how it looks here.
Yeah,
It would probably technically work, yeah. Except maybe proxies, right? You need to pull over proxies as well.
yeah, we need to copy over proxies.
Now, do you guys have strong feelings on developing into the internet era regarding secrets in a game being just Google search away? I mean, that was always the case for us, right? Even with crosscode.
Yeah, I mean that you could do for a long time already.
Especially, also, I think like we're always trying to be very open with our development. Just we don't try to like spoil the story more so that people are not spoiled, you know.
Yeah.
When it comes to development, I mean, we come out from a scene that shares development.
Yeah.
So it comes just natural to us.
Yeah, that's right. Always RPG maker.
Yeah.
People always share stuff.
Development.
And these people were vicious, man.
Oh boy.
You know, if your screenshot didn't look perfect and had the right amount of butterflies in it.
It was it was an art.
Oh man, there was like the screenshot contest. Like, such a big thing back in the day. Still might be actually, because like making screenshots is way more realistic than making a complete game.
That's true. I think like some people like there were very conceptual pieces in that sometimes. I think even Felix posted like a better concept there, right? Once.
I think might have been, yeah, but I mean, toward the end, I really tried to watch screenshots, threads like this, as far as I remember.
Yeah, I mean, I always loved working on menus, and I knew menus weren't that interesting to most people.
Yeah.
Can you make a simple attack and then just copy it? Yeah, I mean, yeah, tackle probably would work. The thing is just that we have specific animations that are played, and those are unique to the enemies.
So yeah,
and they might look a little weird.
Yeah, the thing is, you could just copy over attacks and might tweak things, and it's easy to translate things. In practice, we always tweak things to make it work better. It's the same for effects. Like theoretically, we can very easily reuse effects, but we don't do it simply because, you know, polishing, perfectionism. We think, okay, something needs to be different, something needs to be more unique, something just doesn't look right. So I actually gave up trying to really reuse things. But my new approach is essentially copy and edit, because that's still very fast. You just need to find something that's similar to what you want to do, copy it over, and then tweak a few details, change up a few things, and it doesn't take nearly as long as creating things from scratch. And just I mean, Crosscode was the same actually. Crosscode had custom effects for every single enemy, I think, in the end. Maybe not at the start, but towards the end, that was definitely how it ended.
I can't even remember last time I did a effect from scratch without copying from somewhere else.
Yeah, like it's...
And then editing.
Copying things and then editing is always very effective, like for many things.
Felix did all the brunt work of doing some first effects, and then we all just copy from him.
I mean, that's also a reason why I like to polish early, because if you have this kind of development approach, you spend a long time in the beginning creating very nice effects, and then you say, okay, that's it. I'm not gonna do much work on them, and then you just keep on copying them for all the new content that you do. The other option is, you know, creating a whole bunch of placeholder enemies, and then you need to start adding the proper effects, and you need to start from the very first enemy, and I think it's more work actually in practice. I don't know, it's depends on how you work, I guess. Okay, I want to get this a bit of an orange color.
Gaia looks great. Lumen Tail looks good, but for me personally, the UX has much friction. I lay off buying until there's a Evo passion. I'm please keep your passion for UI. Thanks. I probably will. I do love me working on UI. Whenever Felix is like, yeah, you probably have to do new menu, and I'm like, yeah, that's no problem. I'll probably have that done by tomorrow. Easy. Actually, for Alabaster Dawn, I specifically added features into our debug tools, so I can edit UI in doing runtime, and that helped so much. You guys have no idea. You can even hold a specific shortcut and move UI elements around right there in the editor. And I use that to like have everything pixel perfect, so the distance is perfect everywhere. And also, the most important thing I can tell you, if you want a very like snappy UI, don't exceed 0.3 seconds on transitions. 0.2 is even better. That's what we do for most of it. Like secondary animations are like 0.3 or maybe even 0.4 for like like jumpy animations. I do 0.4 sometimes, but otherwise, if you transition from one menu to the other, 0.2 is the maximum amount of time the system stalls, and you cannot like use input.
Yeah, that's like you would be surprised how often people fall into the trap of doing like a 1 second transition, and it just kills pacing. It's
best example: Final Fantasy Remake, Final Fantasy Rebirth. Remake, absolutely fine because the menu was just an overlay. It was quick in, quick out. Rebirth, for some reason, it is a fade to black, so they can load this oversaturated bright scene, and suddenly you have like a second, maybe a little bit less on SSDs, like fade. You know, every time you go into the menu, you have this like break in it. And I get it. It was like a serious problem way back when on the NES, on the Super Nintendo, but not anymore. Stop it. If Kingdom Hearts can do 3D animations over menus in Unreal, Final Fantasy should have done it too. I always felt like Kingdom Hearts was like peak. They retained the 3D models and had their 3D models, but it was still like 2D. Even Kingdom Hearts 3 did this, which I very much appreciated. But Rebirth, I really, really hope they don't do that for the third one. Please don't. Give me fast menus and also better sorted menus. There are games that do this really well. Like I think Persona, for instance, has really cool menu transitions, and they're a little bit longer, but they work for me. Because I guess the focus is very much on the animation and everything looking like really cool, and then it works out. And I guess there's options to quickly do the usual things you do in the menu, which is heal yourself outside of it. But yeah, some games have really slow UIs, and it's a little bit frustrating. Like some games have their map inside the main menu and have like tabs. So like Final Fantasy 16 had this, right? Where you had like you would go into your menu, but the last menu you were in was the map menu, so it takes longer to load because you're going to the map menu, and every time you accidentally press tab into the map menu, it also loads. It like makes the whole menu slower just because you know you wouldn't want to use select for your menu, for your map. That's why like we don't need it technically because our map is pretty fast.
Yeah.
But if I knew it would take longer to load, I don't think I would put it on in the main menu. Like I get it, you want to do a cool map menu and stuff like that, you know. But if there's something players will use a lot, I would always think about the user experience of it.
Oh yeah.
At least a little bit to try like, you know, think of the players who go in and out that 20 times. Especially like since more players nowadays look a lot on maps and go back and forth, you know. Having it slow can seriously be an issue. And I'm pretty sure technically you could make Alabaster Dawn slow as well if you use all your 1000 map markers on one map screen, you know.
Oh boy. Gosh.
I mean, as it is optimized to not render everything outside of the screen, obviously, but they still need to be updated every time you move.
I wouldn't even be surprised if even that would be that slow. Oh, honestly. 1000 isn't that bad.
Yeah, I think so too. It should be fine.
Obviously. Somebody gonna prove us wrong.
Yeah. Somebody will find some way to bug it.
They're gonna start drawing things. Just because they can, and then...
Technically you can now, because you can like place markers zoomed in and then zoom out and they like appear closer to each other.
That's true.
That would be possible now.
Oh, would that be dawn? Not dawn. Yeah, actually dawn is supposed to be a sunrise, yeah.
Dawn. Daybreak or nightbreak. Alabaster down. Alabaster down with the sickness.
Oh, we're bomb.
Dawn.
Okay. Okay, now save for, you know, proper sounds, balancing, and details. The enemy's done now, I think. I can actually... I could start with another enemy, but...
It's 11, it's fine.
Yeah.
We're old people.
11. Need to go to bed.
I saw bedtime already. Damn it,
It's
I can't.
time to say Oyasumi and hit the hay.
Moshi mosh.
Are you gonna
Yes.
guys gonna be at Gamescom
Hi.
this year?
Yes.
Yes, it's actually now decided that we will be at Gamescom. We will actually follow up with a post about this, but yeah. We also will, so we'll have another booth at Gamescom. We actually will have our own booth this time. So, I mean, we will still be with, you know, the other folks from Saarland. But we decided to actually, you know, like get your own booth, so we don't have the, you know, so there all the Alabaster Dawn people don't take away the other play stations to play stuff. So
Yep.
and yeah, so there's more stations for people to play things. So but yeah, so still need to. I mean, it's gonna be just a demo and us being there mostly, but yeah.
Mm.
And otherwise, yeah. Actually quite happy that this enemy is already finished. Took me now about a day, I would think. It just keeps going, then might become actually faster creating content. I mean,
Woohoo!
finally. Took a long time to get there.
Contento.
I'm hearing step sounds. I think that's part of the music I'm hearing. It's one.
No, there's like a burglar in your.
Oh, it's Arvin. He got up and he
Or
walks.
Arvin, yeah.
Walks around, but he's much louder. When Arvin
Oh,
stomps
he's
through
louder,
the,
that's also okay.
he doesn't have he has no concept of tiptoeing so far. He's just just rams his heel into the ground every time, and you can hear that.
He can't control his power.
You must train him in the art of
Sneaking.
using less force to conserve strength.
Yeah, I mean, one thing, he has a lot of stuff to learn still, but yeah, you get
Train
there.
him in the concepts of Bushido, something, and then he
Hmm.
starts rapping suddenly. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, that is what Bushido originally is about.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Ancient Japanese, like in ancient. I mean, technically, in ancient Heian period, there was this thing where when you slept with someone, you sent them a poem afterwards.
Yeah.
So this is rapping, basically,
That's rapping,
and those
yeah.
were warriors that basically sent poems to people.
Right. And they got that idea from a German rapper from a few centuries later.
From he who sailed on a Portuguese ship.
Yes.
From
a Portuguese time travel ship. Traded some arquebuses or whatever they're called, and then and also gave some poems for jade and I don't know, sculptures. Anyway, Felix, I would play Seinfeld, but I can't.
Yeah, you can't, unfortunately, because Music Bot is out of service. Maybe we manage to create a new one for the next stream.
Yep.
Hopefully. But yeah, I guess
the lore is sickening.
Let me now do the commit before I forget. Now somebody's singing the music. It's like the playlist knows that the stream is ending, so it just starts playing strange music all on its own.
Arigato gozaimasu for the stream. Oyasumi.
Oyasumi, genau.
In traditional Japanese, you now need to answer with us.
Hi.
Us. Just us.
Us.
Us. Yeah.
Okay.
Doso.
I'm just streaming myself.
GG's. That's a good one. GG's.
Yeah.
Good game, everyone. Good game.
Right. So,
in Saarland, you also say a lot of GG's, but it's usually just good guess. So.
Okay. Yeah.
GG.
That again is the stream is over. Is there any final questions before we disappear from screen?
Disappear forever.
Easy.
Disappear with all the money,
easy.
and you will never hear of us again. So.
I was watching the whole time.
With all that $3 ruse.
Just taking the launch monies and disappearing. When is next stream? Yeah, good question. Like, our goal is to at least have one stream per month. So we will make sure there's at least one in July again. I don't know if you manage to do even more than that, but it's, yeah, that's at least like the minimum we will try to do. And yeah, I guess that's really all, pretty much all. Yes, I'm gonna sleep now, it's late. That's like the biggest issue for me. I used to, stay up until 1 o'clock, 2 a.m. and it's all fine, but these days I have to get up at 7 a.m. in the morning because somebody's waking up around this time and, forces us to wake up too.
I'm calling Felix immediately.
In the morning. It's Stefan, that's why. No.
Felix, how was your morning?
Yeah. But yeah, that's just how life how life goes. So,
Gute Nacht.
the stream
Oyasumi.
should end
Good
with
night.
the sound of a balloon deflating. Yeah, I mean, if we would have the sound, I would play it, but probably with the next stream. So,
Yep.
yeah, until next time, have a good night or a good day, everyone. See you around, and yes, until July latest, hopefully. So,
Oh, yeah, hopefully.
Oh yeah, plushie.
Plushie, yes, That's a plushie and
there's
get
a
the
mixture
plushie.
plushie.
Let's post the links real quick.
And
55
there
cents.
is, maybe I can post this here, and then I'm gonna get banned because
Right,
here.
advertising.
Look, we still need to sell a couple of keychains, otherwise it will not get produced. That would be really sad.
It would be sad. All the layer keychains will
Yeah.
get burnt.
It will get burned. I will never see the day of light, light of day.
I mean, we still need 20, and I think 20 should still be.
Is it only
It's 20,
20?
right?
No, I think it's 120.
No.
That's not.
100. Oh, 500, right. It's 5. Oh, wow, that's a lot.
Nah, man, I really thought people want this.
I mean, so I'm confident that it will work. I mean, towards the end, there's usually still more people.
We just order 100 and then we can just, that's good.
Yes.
Easy, and then we can give them out at events,
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I mean, especially keychains are nice goodies for events and stuff.
Hmm.
But sadly, they won't be ready for this Gamescom. I think would be a bit too.
I think I just have to order the one layer for myself, just so I have the cheese and the cheese emote.
Yeah. All right.
Important function. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Kendall, for
Goodbye.
reminding. Anyway,
Goodbye.
goodbye, everyone. Have a nice evening or day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And